Welcome to Shore Support, a program that highlights organizations who enhance the lives of our community through charitable efforts. I'm your host, Nathan Magno, and on today's episode, we'll be discussing mental health. Our minds are incredibly powerful, but in turn, they also bear the great weight of our everyday challenges. We'll be joined by two guests to talk about how to perceive and manage our mental health in order to lead a more fulfilling life. Joining us now is Michael Roche, Vice President of NAMI Ocean County and a member of the Ocean County Mental Health Board. Thank you for joining us today, Michael.
I'm glad to be here.
So what is the overall mission of NAMI, and how did you become involved with the organization?
So the NAMI's mission is really like four parts. One is advocacy, second is education. I think the whole approach that NAMI has is to try to train both people with mental illness and with the caregivers how to help their loved ones. So the kind of the NAMI, the whole approach for NAMI has been over the years to train caregivers to help their loved ones, and that approach started in 1970s. Three mothers were unhappy with their care that their loved ones were getting, so they formed NAMI. Today, NAMI has almost 170,000 members. It has affiliates at the state level, the national level, and local level all over the country. I got involved with NAMI because my son had bipolar disorder. That is an illness that is very common among mental health sufferers, and that illness is one that we as a family got together and tried to figure out what to do, but we had no information. We couldn't, based on our past experience, do anything to help our son. So we learned about NAMI, and I took a family-to-family class. It was 12 weeks. It was taught by family members who they themselves their loved ones had mental illness. So that class started me on the road of trying to also give back to NAMI. So I became a NAMI member and then became a vice president of NAMI here in Ocean County.
Wow, that's incredible how those roots ended up starting from there.
Yeah.
So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and advocacy is a foundation of your organization. What benefits can awareness have for the broader community?
So the awareness of mental health is so important to deal with stigma of mental illness. So the stigma is something that prevents people from getting treatment. And it turns out today, most of the mental illnesses can be treated. And the people that have them, although it's a lifetime illness, but they can lead a productive life by getting the treatment. So the stigma is a big problem, and what we try to do is to help people recognize that the stigma is a barrier, but once you get over it, you can get treatment and you can lead a productive life.
And especially because awareness is such a big play of understanding how mental health operates, and even more so for like caring for children with mental illnesses can be difficult without those proper resources.
Right.
How does NAMI Basics education help these caregivers?
So NAMI Basics is one of the education programs. It's a 6-week program that helps the caregivers and the family members be able to help their children. So NAMI Basics is given in different parts of New Jersey, and it's sometimes online, other times it's in person. But it's a tremendous course, and it provides the family members with the insights that they need to help their children.
Gotcha. So to be able to like give them the necessary tools to also help them out with their family as well.
Correct.
And I've noticed that for today, you actually brought in a lot of different resources that NAMI has either associated or created with directly. And education is especially important for children and mental health. What other additional programs do you have available for children?
So this is a school calendar that is actually, there's a syllabus that we got from the federal government called What a Difference a Friend Makes. And this is a 2-hour syllabus, so we train or provide that information to 5th graders. And this is a school calendar, and all the schools that were 19 schools that were involved with this. We then, after the children get the 2-hour training, we ask them to make a drawing that would kind of tell what they learned. And so you can see all the different drawings that we got from the children in the school calendar. And it's really important because here's 5th graders getting to understand what they should do if their friend is, say, sad or unhappy. So it's, what can you do to help your friend? And it's a very simple kind of idea, and the children really relate to it well because it gives them an opportunity to help with their friends. So it's a great little thing that we do, and now we've done this for 12 years. So we do this every year, and it's just terrific.
Mm-hmm. And especially because this calendar ends up giving those children a sense of community. And I understand that when it comes to connecting with others, it can be especially difficult for those with mental illnesses. How does your organization help with socialization and support?
So socialization is very important. If you are isolated, you are not able to deal with the kinds of issues. So socialization is integral. We have a lot of different opportunities to socialize. So NAMI Ocean County has a program once a month. It's always the second Wednesday of the month at St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Beechwood. We have a support group. It's a facilitated support group. So we have usually 10 to 15 people participate every month, and they get information from one another as to how to help themselves and help their family members. So that's one of the socialization parts that is very important. NAMI New Jersey has the ability to Zoom these kinds of support programs. They have programs for people with mental health issues twice a week, and for caregivers every other week. So there's a lot of opportunity with NAMI programs to help people improve their socialization. We also have interesting thing, we have a picnic once a year, September. We invite group home members, or people with mental health issues. We'll get 200 to 300 people coming to a park in Berkeley Township, and we have games. We have water balloon tosses and volleyball and things like that. My brother and I cook hamburgers and hot dogs for everybody, and we have salads, and we have a very nice lunch, and we have this kind of socialization opportunity. Another thing we do is we have annually at the Christmas holidays, we have a very nice dinner. We invite, again, group home members and our members, and we have my son comes down from New York City. He's a jazz musician, so he comes down from New York City and he brings another friend, and they play holiday tunes for the guests, and we have just a great time. It's a tremendous opportunity to socialize, and the people from the group homes look forward to this every year, both the picnic and our party.
Right, because it gives you that opportunity for connection, and it's so important to
Exactly.
have that in your lives. And as you mentioned before, how stigma ends up playing a very big role in terms of being aware about mental health. Stigma could also affect everyone regardless of race, gender, class, or culture. Could you discuss NAMI's diverse programs catering to individuals from all cultural backgrounds?
So in New Jersey, there's a NAMI affiliate in every of all 21 counties, and those are what I would call regional affiliates. There's also affiliates for the African American community, the South Asian community, the Chinese community, and the Spanish community. These are separate affiliates. They have their own meetings, their own programs and activities. So they're very good to focus in on the issues that are specific to those different communities.
Right. And in addition to your involvement with NAMI, you're also a member on the Ocean County Mental Health Board. Can you share some insight into its purpose and notable accomplishments?
So every county has a mental health board by New Jersey law. Our mental health board is very active. We have a lot of work groups among the mental health board. The mental health board essentially does three big things. One is they observe the funding for different providers. So we review the work of the providers, and then we feed back to the state level and the county level about funding. So that's a big thing. Second is we do planning. So planning, every 3 years we put a plan together. It says what are the populations that need help, and kind of what are the services, what are the crises that we need to deal with. So we have a plan. And then our last effort, we provide the kind of review of the continuum of care in Ocean County. What are the issues? Currently, anxiety and depression are very high among school-age children. So we're focusing on that in our next plan.
And what advice would you offer someone struggling with mental illness to inspire hope and encourage them to envision a brighter future for themselves?
So I think the most important thing is to recognize that you are not alone. 1 in 5 people have mental health issues. So the first thing is a lot of the problems with mental illness is there's an isolation that occurs. So you're not alone is a theme that we try to press. The other, I think, important thing is to ensure that you can reach out to get help. There's a lot of help available. It's not well known, but there's a lot of help available, and reach out, ask for help. That's the second most important thing for people.
And speaking of the help that you provide, I also noticed that NAMI also produces its own resources, including their very own book, You Are Not Alone.
Right. That's the important guide to navigating mental health. It's in our libraries here in Ocean County. It's written by the medical director of NAMI National, and it's a great book. And if you have an issue, it's like a recipe book. You open up to a chapter that deals with your issue, and then you're able to learn about what it works and what doesn't work.
Right. So that you can jump immediately to the information that you need to lead that life.
Yeah.
So where can our audience find more information about your organization if they're looking to volunteer or donate to it?
So the best thing to do is to come to our meetings. That's the second Wednesday of every month. Starts at 6:30 in St. Paul's Lutheran Church. The next thing to do, you could go on websites. There's a NAMI National website, nami.org, or NAMI State, nami.nj.org. They have a really good rundown of all the programs, enables you to figure out what you want to do, and also to donate or support. We always are welcoming volunteers who want to help us, so we need the help. So at the both federal, state, and local level, we're open arms for people to come and help us.
Right. That way you can extend your outreach and provide that sense of community to those looking for it.
Right.
Well, thank you for your time today, Michael. It was very informative.
Well, thank you for having me.
We'll continue our discussion with Dr. Tara Chalakani, Chief Executive Officer for Preferred Behavioral Health, right after this.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Come on.
Yeah!
Oh, I thought you were on my team. Wait.
most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
The way my mind works, I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my
You gotta
skills.
be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
Analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I am
more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
Look at that. It's so sad.
Welcome back to Shore Support. I'm Nathan Magno, and with me now is Dr. Tara Chalcani, Chief Executive Officer for Preferred Behavioral Health. Thank you, Tara, for coming out today.
Thank you for having me.
So what is the overall mission for Preferred Behavioral Health?
Preferred Behavioral Health Group's mission is to change lives and save lives across New Jersey. Even though our roots are in Ocean and Monmouth counties, we do serve the entire state via telehealth, and we have a presence in 14 counties with over 70 programs for mental health, substance use prevention, employee assistance, spanning across the lifespan. So it's too difficult to have a mission that encompasses all of that, so we made it as simple as possible because that's what we do each and every day.
A nice and simple mission to get as much outreach as possible.
Yes, correct.
And especially with mental health. Mental health is very difficult in terms of finding those proper support and resources. And if left unmanaged, can end up leading to altercations with law enforcement, unemployment, and even homelessness. What services do you offer to adults struggling with their mental health?
Well, I mean, we offer everything from traditional outpatient, which is what people think of counseling and therapy, all the way to crisis support, housing. We're in schools, in communities, in homes, so we really have an expansive network of supports. But I'm glad that you touched upon law enforcement because that is something that is a reality of untreated mental illness. It can lead then to addictions, to criminal behavior, and not because of any reason except that these issues have gone untreated and without support. So we actually have a program for that called Justice Involved Services for individuals that have gotten entangled with law enforcement as a consequence of untreated mental health issues. And we help these individuals navigate the system, get the help that they need, and decrease their legal involvement.
Wow, so you have dedicated services for specific circumstances.
We do.
To help them navigate through those portions.
Yes.
And especially as we talk about even across all age groups, teenagers and young adults are often overlooked in these mental health discussions, yet they face very unique challenges during their adolescence. How can you help with emotional support and the transition to adulthood?
Well, we have a very, very expansive array of programs for children and adolescents. And one of our newest programs is a very generously funded program from the State of New Jersey Department of Children and Families, which we have named Compass. And we are allowed to go into all public and charter schools in Ocean County and Monmouth County from K through 12 to provide those mental health supports. And that can look like mental health counseling, it can look like prevention services, we can do workshops and seminars and programs in the schools to help raise their awareness about what supports are out there and also educate children on how to be more mindful of their mental health and aware of what the symptoms are and how to ask for help.
So Compass is able to do this outreach in
Yes.
terms of visiting these schools, and
Yes.
giving the necessary knowledge for that.
And sadly, we do live in a community where we recently have been touched by suicides, and they also stay at the schools around the clock to provide supports for the community, for the students, the parents, the teachers, so they can process their grief and then be referred to appropriate services.
Right, it affects whole entire communities and families. And can you tell us about the ways in terms of how preferred behavioral helps children and families with their care and preventing other issues?
Sure. So again, the entry point is usually outpatient services, which is that traditional counseling piece, and we're very comprehensive and integrative in our approach to care. So if someone enters our space for counseling and we assess them, that's how we can determine what else do you need. Do you need food? Do you need housing? What are those social determinants of health that you might be lacking? Do your parents need to get involved into therapy? So we really have a very wide network of services, and not only under our own roof, but we partner with other organizations in the county and other resources so that we can provide that whole wraparound service piece.
Right, especially because this wraparound outpatient therapy is like a big core part for your organization. In terms of your outpatient therapy, can you explain to me the significance of such services and how you're able to cater to individuals of all ages coping with mental health?
Sure. So we provide services across the lifespan, and our programming starts with programs for pregnant moms that are at risk for child abuse. So we do prevention services for those individuals. That program is called Healthy Families, and it's a federal national program, pardon me. And I mean, our oldest client, I believe, was 104 years old. So we can really look at the whole person and assess what their needs are based on where they are in life. And we're very fortunate to have such support. We have a talented staff. We have funding, federal, state, local, private, and then obviously tradition methods of payment like private health insurance and Medicaid. But that funding provides us with a very diverse offering of services and programs that really meets the needs of individuals at any stage of life.
And can you talk to us more about how the outpatient therapy services work? What is the process behind it?
Sure. So it starts with a phone call or a web inquiry. So we're easy to reach, and I mean it's the lowest level of care. It's the least complicated level of care. So it's anyone that is struggling and needs just the help of a therapist or social worker to start those individual sessions. And like I said, depending on what your needs are, you might need a referral to substance use services. You might need referrals to county resources, or we might have programs on site that can really enhance your life and create a more meaningful wellness journey, getting people back to their prime level of functioning.
Depending on how either relaxed or how formal or how technical it may be, you can accommodate for whatever journey they need to take on.
For sure.
And you mentioned earlier about substance abuse, one of the specific circumstances that you can help individuals through that journey. Could you elaborate on how your organization supports individuals in recovery and treatment for addiction?
Oh, absolutely. So we have a long history in being, one of the pioneers in Ocean County to provide substance use services. So again, we have the basics, which is just outpatient, where you come once a week and meet with a therapist. We have intensive outpatient programs. We have day programs where you come 5 days a week, and we have really robust services for peer recovery supports, which is very, very meaningful in a substance use recovery journey. We have programs specifically for women, programs specifically for men. We have court-ordered programs. So we really, like I said, we have a very wide variety, and we partner with local law enforcement. And we were the first organization in Ocean County to participate in the Blue Hope program, where if you have an opioid use disorder, you can walk into a police department, no questions asked, say I need help, and we will come out and to that law enforcement agency and meet with the person and get them right into treatment.
Wow, to serve as like ambassadors to be able to
Yes.
speak up for those who are going through these struggles.
Sure.
And especially when it comes to these struggles, we also want to see how else can we prevent them from getting into those areas in the first place. You have something called the Prevention First program that helps children, teens, and young adults deal with stressors so they don't turn to that substance abuse and other negative behaviors. What are some coping mechanisms that help manage stress?
Well, I mean, you mentioned prevention. Prevention is key. So with the Prevention First program and our other prevention programs, we get to work with youngsters as young as first grade and going into schools with evidence-based programming that talks to them about coping skills, about building resilience and building their self-worth and knowing their value, and hopefully giving them those inner resources that they need so that if they need help, they'll know how to speak up, and it will also try to avoid them getting tangled up into underage drinking and things of that nature down the road. So, I mean, prevention is key. And I know a lot when I work one-on-one with clients, they ask for coping skills, and I always feel like we want to get to the point where we don't even need them, right? Where we can build a person up and build, like I said, those inner resources where they know themselves very well, they have a good inner barometer so that they know how to ask for help and how to self-regulate before they even need to get to coping skills.
And especially with that recognition of self-worth and self-regulation, and especially when, as we go throughout our work lives, it's very hard to like manage those sort of things. And improving workers' mental health can also lead to an overall better quality of life. What is the Employee Assistance Program and how does that work?
So the Employee Assistance Program is one arm of our business that works with both the private and public sector of employers, and they contract with us and we provide mental health services to their employees at no cost to the employee themselves. And so we offer that as well to our employees, where every employee and their household member is entitled to 6 free counseling sessions. They don't have to go through their insurance at all per issue. So if you're having marital issues, that would be 6 sessions for that. If you're struggling with your own anxiety or depression, you can get 6 more sessions for that. So we really not only support our own employees' mental health, but we help employers do the same for theirs.
And for those who are looking out for that, for your services and assistance, what is the process that they have to partake in to get help from Preferred Behavioral Health?
It's very simple. Our website is the main hub, so that's preferredbehavioral.org, and our phone number, which is 732-367-4700. So we're a phone call away, we're a click away, and it's very easy to get services in our organization.
And how can viewers volunteer with or donate to your organization?
Same way, our website is really the portal to all roads, to all things mentioned. Every page on our website talks about donating because we are a nonprofit and we do need money to provide these meaningful services, and we are looking for volunteers. So all of that can be found on our website.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Tara.
Thank you.
We would also like to thank both of our guests for providing helpful information and taking care of our mental health. Life comes with its ups and downs, and we must make sure that we treat ourselves with the same kindness and respect that we give to others. We encourage you to take up the opportunity in immediately applying what we learned here today to lead a more fulfilling and satisfying day. For Shore Support, I'm Nathan Magno, and thank you for watching.